Welcome in everybody to another episode of the Dynamic Dialogue podcast. As always, I'm your host, DANNYMATRANGA, again joined by my buddies, Matt Lococo and Holden King, talking all things fitness, nutrition, sports, culture, politics, etc. here. It's going to be a fun and amazing episode of the podcast. We're talking about the new presidential fitness test, the return of the presidential fitness test. We're going to talk about sugar, specifically the kind of big controversy around the sweeteners in Coca-Cola, as well as artificial sweeteners. We've got some listener questions on things like creatine, specifically creatine use for women, how to improve mobility, as well as how to limit DOMs. We're going to talk about tips for warming up, as well as tips for managing soreness. We'll talk about what got us into fitness and how old we were when we got into fitness. An exciting study from University College London on the differences between ultra-processed and minimally processed foods and which ones are better for weight loss, which I think will be very, very interesting for you guys. When it comes to sports, we're talking football and baseball as we gear up for NFL season. We've got lots to talk about on the culture side of things, as well as some fun drafts. We'll be drafting superhero NFL teams and more. I hope you guys enjoy the episode as we transition the podcast from being what was once the Dynamic Dialogue podcast, where it was only ever me only talking about fitness, into the Progressive Overload Project, where we talk about a lot of things in the health and fitness space, but we kind of lean into some more entertaining things. So I'm going to kick it off here with kind of a lean into the new presidential fitness test. Of course, President Trump launched the new presidential fitness test, which is just the old presidential fitness test coming back. I think that was taken off the docket in like 2012 or 2013 by President Obama, because at the time there was a lot of contention around, does this thing really help kids ultimately reach a place in their physical education journey where they like exercise? And I think they pulled it because some kids feel kind of bullied or on the spot, but I did it, Matt did it, Holden did it, we all did it. And I'm kind of curious what your guys is. Do you guys remember doing it? Because I have a very clear recollection of doing it, more so than a lot of what I did in high school, because it did feel very much like a judged thing.
Yeah, I remember doing the sit and reach test and not being able to touch my damn toes.
I can remember the exact wall I was on in the gym I was on when I did the sit and reach test.
Did you guys have that little like box though, like the platform that overhung?
Yes, the overhang.
Oh, dude,
yes,
that thing humbled me at a very early age.
See how far you reached on the top of it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, no, that sit and reach test humbled me.
I'm all legs though, and I knew that.
Yeah. Okay,
all legs, short torso, so it's going to be harder for me.
And there's an inequity in the test. There.
Yeah.
That's one of the ones where you're cooked.
Oh, dude. Far and away my like
you'll
worst
just crush
ones.
on everything. Okay, so for those of you guys who do not know the test, we should, before we get too far into the criterion for the test, now I believe is 1 mile run, sit-ups, push-ups, or pull-ups. I think when we did it, it was push-ups and pull-ups.
Yep, I did both.
I definitely fucked up the pull-ups. I'll talk about that.
But that was my
either
jam
or option.
right
I didn't
there.
know there was
sit
either
and
or
reach,
option.
I remember, and shuttle run. So those are all
the
back.
agility test,
We'll talk
yeah.
about maybe how we would want to adjust those, but it's the same it used to be, but I guess you can pick between push-ups or pull-ups.
That's cool.
Okay.
That makes it a little bit more feasible for some people, because pull-ups are the hardest thing by far.
And they're both measures of strength, like body weight exercise. So I think they're pretty interchangeable in that sense.
When you were in high school, did your school give you something if you were able to pass at a high enough bar on all of these tests? Did you guys have like a PE excellence or like because that's how my class did this testing.
Okay. No, mine was not even in high school. Mine was more so like elementary school.
Okay.
Yeah. I remember elementary school. So
yeah,
they gave you some ribbons at my school, like first, second, third, fourth, like up to like 10th place, I think. And so that made it like really competitive, which this test is right for the right person, I think. And I love that they're bringing fitness back in schools, or they trying to at least, because we all know that kids need to move more. Like,
yeah,
bottom line,
kids
I like
move more.
far too much, get them more active.
Way too much.
Way too much.
Yep.
I mean, it's honestly sad. And I think it contributes
really
massively to why these kids struggle with their mental health. Like I am too new a parent to really know, but I'm young enough to remember being a teenager in the age of like screen time It's 3 times as bad as it was when we were their age. I think it's wrecking them.
I think it starts like a body dysmorphia complex like pretty early because you're like already comparing, like you guys said, you're already being
mindset,
judged
for sure.
you know, by like literally your peers, the people you want to be your friends. So.
I could see why kids today would hate this so much more than even we did when we were younger. Because I remember when this was administered, I was in high school and it was PE. I don't really remember doing it in elementary school. I'm sure I did, but I remember doing all of these tests. And if you got high enough marks on them, obviously you passed the test.
Right.
But you also got a special shirt. And it was a PE shirt that said Sonora High School Excellence in Physical Fitness. And it was camo.
That's cool.
That's kind of cool.
The other one was just your basic PE that you had to dress out in.
Yeah,
and if you got excellence, you could dress out in the camo shirt.
Okay, so you got to flex on your homies.
Bro, every fucking guy who passed that test cut it off. Cut off.
Of course.
Deep cut off to this. You know what I'm talking about?
Followed by a chest day in the gym.
More like a stringer, but a side only level stringer. Nips very much out, but like this way. And I just remember
that was the cut, though.
I remember being 14.
I had a number of those.
That was my probably what got me into working out was being 1 pull up away.
Ooh.
I had to get 10 and I did 9 and at 130 something pounds, 9 pull ups is not very good.
Yeah.
1 away. And it really bothered me. And I worked on it and I got it the next year and the shirt was gold. It was just gold.
Yeah.
But it was something and it hella drove me. But I feel like a lot of kids got just 0, 0, 0, 0, 0.
I really looked forward to this test because I am just competitive in nature. So like I said before, I think it's good for the right person and we need to bring more fitness back. I also think we need to bring some more education around nutrition back as well. So if we can do like more nutrition education, more teachers who are maybe qualified to help these kids reach more fitness levels and to practice like self-improvement. Like I love that. And this is a good start maybe to be talking about it. Maybe the timing is from, you know, Donald Trump talking about it right now.
It only works if we don't like cut funding to PE. Because like if then it's like massive federal funding cuts and schools are always going to cut PE because it's non-educative like the rest of the classes and they always cut from PE. I'm just like whatever. But I do think we need to push it a little bit more than I think that this is going to sound so annoying. There is like a softness.
No, I do think there's a perfect word. There's
like
a softness
reducing
for
the
it.
physical education standards in compulsory systems. Like if you're in a public school system, 1/6 of your day being exercise is fucking reasonable. You are a young developing body and you fucking sure as shit aren't thriving when you're sitting in a god-darn desk all day.
Totally. And like, you're not being asked to be like a super soldier by any means. Like, you know, some fitness doesn't need to be like everything about your life is now fitness.
Some percentage of those kids get zero exercise.
Zero
outside
exercise.
Of the 40 minutes of PE.
No extracurricular sports.
I had recess every day. We were running a mile or more every day.
Favorite time of the day,
to, like,
recess.
Accumulate enough laps around the track toward the end of the year so we could go to Six Flags Marine World. Like, I love that incentive, and I think
that's
a lot
actually
of
really
that's a motivator for sure.
So it's like those kind of things do work for kids, and I do think they're reasonable. And I feel like, you know what, if you have to put the carrot in front of the horse, then do it, because we need kids to move more. It's going to make them learn better. It helps them retain better, helps them deal with whatever stress they have in their lives or at home. And we know they deal with tons of stress now because of social media. I like the idea that you had. I've always wondered this. Kids tend to hate science, or they don't hate science, but they tend not to love science. They especially don't like chemistry because it's really complicated.
Totally.
One of the best ways to learn about chemistry is through nutrition. And if chemistry was taught in school in the form of like macronutrient chemistry, like, hey, this is what happens when you eat protein. This is what happens when you eat sodium. This is what happens when you eat fats versus carbs. I think I think our nutrition education should just be worked into the existing science framework to make biology and chemistry, as kids learn them, more tangible, because every kid's around food and there's like no nutrition education at all. I understand that there might be some, but it's woefully bad. And if kids knew more about food, I think they'd be down to be more proactive.
For sure. I think you can like even start that on like a kindergarten level and just like slowly introduce more specific things the older they get and kind of the more info they get as well. So I like that idea.
So 1 mile run, sit-ups, pull-ups, or push-ups, sit and reach, shuttle run. That's the test. Would you swap anything out? And how can we, is it possible to like progress this or make it harder? Or is that even,
I think it's not really like exactly as it needs to be. Mostly because it was like my arch nemesis, the sit and reach. Like, I don't think that's entirely necessary.
Passive flexibility of your like hamstrings is not that telling. Your overall fitness.
For your fitness level, sure, I guess it's good since like kids are literally sitting at a desk all day in school anyways. But like, I think you should swap that out for either like a modified high jump or short distance sprint.
It's just so outdated, and it's so just cut and dry. I feel like.
But it kind of needs to be.
Yeah,
something.
it does.
I agree, though.
It is. What is it test for?
Oh, we're talking about the sit and reach.
Yeah, we're talking about just the
test in general.
The presidential test.
I'm only talking about the one component that is the sit and reach standing out to me as the most useless. I'm not saying the test is perfect, but if I were going to swap one, that'd be the first one.
Yeah, the sit and reach is out for me.
Everybody, the fucking 70% of the population's overweight. I don't give a fuck if you can touch your toes, dude. Like, I'm sorry. Like, the whole reason we're bringing back the presidential fitness test is because 70% of teenagers are overweight and like 50% are obese and 100% are anxious.
Is this
and
really?
I don't give a shit if you can touch your toes, kid. There's got to be something better we can test for. Could we do anything else? Like that? I like the mile. I like the push-ups. I like the pull-ups. But the sit and reach stands out to me as like, okay, you have good passive hamstring flexibility. Congratulations. Like, it's not a good one.
It might be the ones for the kids that are flexible that can hit a mark for, not
we all know
if everybody
could win. I mean, it's fine as it is. I just like if I can nitpick, I'm getting rid of it.
If you went from not being able to do it to being able to pass the test, it would be the least improvement in your health. Of all of those other ones. Like if you failed all the other ones and you had to be able to do them, you'd improve somehow. So I just think we should switch that out.
Yeah. What do you think, Holden? How's the test?
Let's switch it out for like lifting or like squatting or carrying stuff or doing like human movement stuff. I think that'd be kind of cool and a little more engaging. Maybe give them all something where it's like, hey, this is where you were at last time. Let's try to improve for yourself today. For some of the softer kids,
I think it's clear that there's obviously administration of the test is tough. So all of it being body weight is good. I kind of think it's like push-ups and pull-ups are great body weight strength standards. And so there's really nothing for lower body strength standards. So I kind of like something like a squat. I don't know if you could do it with weight. I feel like it would be hella easy to be like, look, for dudes, you have to grab a 50-pound dumbbell and goblet squat at 10 times. For women, you have to grab a 25.
What age are we talking here?
High school.
Okay.
I think that's
I didn't do the presidential fitness test in high school.
I think a teenager should be able to squat a 50-pound dumbbell.
And if you can't squat the 25-pound.
Let's see what you can do with body weight. You failed upper back test.
You can't hold it. Get the fuck out of here, okay?
All right. Back to El Salvador with you, kid.
At 40 years old, never exercised after that again.
There,
because I think people actually have PTSD from their PE teachers.
Most people dislike their experience in PE.
Yeah. Totally.
PE, I loved it. And I think anybody who's competitive
is going to love it.
It's your favorite. Every athletic dude. Science, anything that had to do with me opening a goddamn book.
The meme of dodgeball day in the gym or like in PE for the jocks versus the not so nerds, athletic kids. That really is just awful.
Yeah, it really is. Like talk about a confidence killer.
There's so many sports that are open season.
That one's open season.
Completely unreasonable. Yeah. And that's the part of PE that I think is worse than any of this testing. Like worse than any of the testing is like, hey guys, it's the basketball unit. It's going to be totally fun. Just get together with, the totality of the group. You can team up at random. It's like the 5 guys that know how to play basketball are playing against like 3 short guys and 2 girls. It's just a domination for 50 minutes.
Yeah, the day where it's like, hey, we're going to play dodgeball today. And I'm on the other side and I'm just throwing that
headshots. It's absolute headshots.
Have you ever hit?
Did you guys have like specific periods of PE like in high school that was only one sport?
Yes.
Like I played
square dancing, gymnastics, like blocks.
No, it wasn't a block. I'm talking the whole class was this all year long. Like I had a basketball class my sophomore and senior years, and all we did was hoop.
No.
Like there was no other.
That sounds amazing.
It was fucking sick, dude. It was so sick.
America, 43rd in education globally, but we have hella basketball only classes for high schoolers to just go shoot hoops.
We didn't have the best team, so he was probably looking for some talent.
Very cool. All right. Okay. So also this one's also so relevant, and again, we can thank the president for this. Both of these things are uniquely in the news because of the Jeffrey Epstein thing, and like. I think it's hilarious that we got the presidential fitness test and we got a like real live bleat tweet, truth, fake tweet from the president. Like, I got off the phone with Coca-Cola. We'll show the tweet. I got off the phone with Coke. Big talk. Great news. They're changing the sweetener to cane sugar. No more high fructose cane sugar. Is way better. Like the Mexican Coke. You'll see. And it's like the thing I love about this,
just like it.
Check
out this new product.
The man, I know, the man has had a button on his fucking desk going back to 2016 that he presses up to 12 times a day. Again, you can show it on the screen. For a diet Coke.
He phones in a soda.
He buttons in a soda.
Well,
diet Coke though, not the
and
Coke with cane sugar. He knows damn well that the best Coke to drink is Diet Coke because
for your health, yes,
for your health, yeah, and that's
gonna
will fucking blow people's mind. Diet Coke is definitely the healthiest Coke to drink because it has 0 calories, and when 70% of the population is overweight, that means 70% of the population is overdosing on calories. And if you can make your soda go from 140 calories a serving to 0, that's amazing. I challenge you to do that for any other fucking thing humans eat. Tell me when you find diet pizza, diet chips, diet soda, diet cookies. You won't. So guess what? Like 15% of people's calories come from sugar sweetened beverages. You can nuke those to 0. That's a good choice, a better choice than, in my opinion, switching from high fructose corn syrup, which is just corn sugar, to cane sugar. That's my take. People kill me every fucking day on the internet for that because I'm not a artificial sweetener catastrophist.
Yeah.
Well, like Diet Coke all the way. This is such bullshit, and it's like I'm so obvious misdirection from Homeboy because he's again housing a case of Diet Coke a day. This is not his. He doesn't have a dog in this.
Well, yeah, you saw that. Remember
that Donald Trump, being 6'4", 225 pounds, would be 6'4", 425 pounds if he had 12 Cokes a day with the regular cane sugar or the high fructose corn syrup. That's an extra how many calories? 1,200, 1,500 calories a day.
Almost 1,500 surplus calories a day.
It's like half a pound
for the man.
The guy wouldn't be able to move.
For
He
the
wouldn't be able to swing a golf club.
79-year-old man with existing known documented vascular disease.
Yeah, like the picture of him with the ankles. Like there's literally a Diet Coke next to his ankles.
Thank you. That Diet Coke ankle picture literally proves this. That was like a day after this.
You're right.
Like so few fucks given.
No.
Like, hey.
Like none whatsoever.
You know what? You fucking idiots. I'm going to tell you something about the Coke sugar and you're going to eat this up. I called Coke. Never happened. And I'm going to have them switch it out. Literally this conversation was never documented.
Yeah. No.
And Coke even came out and was like, all right, I guess you guys want it. So we're going to make soda with that and continue to make corn syrup
soda. They didn't replace anything. They just made a new product
to make the
make the man happy.
Coke.
Dude,
they're going to weaponize the food.
Which is Mexican Coke.
They will have...
They're rolling out a product that already exists. It already exists.
The irony, though...
But this one will have beef tallow in it, and it will have...
The irony that Maha Coke, like the new Maha Coke, is like, give me that cane sugar. And it's the formula is Mexican Coke. Like the irony is not lost on me.
Oh my God. I think it's the funniest thing ever, dude.
It's just not moving the needle. It's not really doing anything. And it's fucking just a waste of time. And it's just another headline that's distracting us from who knows what. But
it's the Epstein thing.
God,
that's
who
what
does know what? I think we do know why. But all right, I think that is really funny that two of the most like actually contentious, like real stories in nutrition and real people's households, one of them came from the president. Another one was a recent study that we're going to talk about a little later. Just a lot of it is circulating around processed foods, ingredients, and all this stuff. But I think just to close that out, when it comes to soda, if you have it every once in a while, the sweetener is mostly irrelevant. If you have it every day, I think it matters so fucking much. And I think it's like, it's such a good example of compounding, like a diet soda every day for a month, 0 calories. A regular soda every day for a month, way over 4,000 calories. That small switch right there takes like 2 full days of eating a month off of somebody's plate. And I think when you do that with a switch that costs no money and no fucking effort, you are winning. And you can't do that with any other food. It doesn't mean diet sodas are healthy, but switching them for what, let's be honest, most people are actually drinking would be great. Like, and I would say the same thing. If you're drinking a 300 fucking calorie latte every morning and it's got real cream, real sugar, real dairy fat, and real coffee, but you switch it for an artificial Monster energy drink with the same amount of caffeine, you're going to lose a lot of weight. And if you're overweight, the 0 calorie stimulant is better than the 300 calorie stimulant. That's just my take. Okay, we're moving on. We have some listener questions. I think these are exciting. This one comes from being_me_Melissa. And she wanted to know if we could explain, the question is, can you explain creatine for women in a simple way? So what I'm going to tell you is we all think you should take it. Every single one of our female clients who's open to taking it, we've probably encouraged to take it.
Definitely.
Of the people that I've had take it recently, I'm going to say like 15 to 20 new people taking it. I might have 1 to 2 people who have had even anything to say about the experience with it that was negative. It's, to me, it's almost always inert. You don't feel it. It's really easy to start with. Even for women, I don't see any issues.
Even for women, no issues for me.
Yeah.
Yeah. The only issue I've had is like maybe a little like, stomach upset. But that's really easy to fix because you can just lower your dose or you can spread it throughout the day a little bit.
Totally.
Right? Yeah, I've had clients like on the first week be like, oh my God, I'm feeling this so much. I can lift so much more weight. I have so much more energy. And I'm like, in my head, I'm like, I don't think it's had long enough to saturate yet. But hey,
just let
the placebo effect is real.
Yeah,
it might
sure,
just be,
dude.
but the thing with creatine, got to be consistent with it. You need to take it every day. And I find with women too, maybe women eat a little bit less, like red meat, pork.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Things in
Protein
things
in
that
general.
are
Protein in
naturally
general, yeah.
rich in creatine, so they do tend to benefit. I find they benefit from it quite a bit. I also find older my older clients benefit a lot from creatine, obviously in the gym, but I kind of also feel like I have seen it cognitively, like 10%.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like a lot of people say like,
You've already been seeing that?
Yeah, because
No, I mean,
many of my clients are older.
Yeah, no.
And
I mean,
like-
same here, but like if it's already noticing a difference,
Well,
I know they
I've had
started
them
those cognitive
on this
tests
stuff
already.
for
So
quite some time.
Okay.
Like you got to think, I've been talking about creatine for a long time. I would imagine you guys have been having your clients take creatine since 2020 or at the latest.
yeah, at the soonest
And
knew
now
it benefited them
creatine's so
very much so, yeah.
mainstream. And a lot of, and you know what else is mainstream is cognition and longevity and
Longevity is
Alzheimer's
the
and
biggest one,
cognitive.
yep.
Everybody's like fucking terrified about it, especially millennials, because we have the money to spend on it and the knowledge to know, and our parents have these problems.
Right.
And
But
women
like-
are a little terrified of creatine too because of the notion where you could look
Bulk
like
up.
you're
Yes,
Yeah.
and they-
bloated and you might look a little bigger, but
which sucks because
the water goes in the muscle tissue and not
Only-
between the muscle and the skin where you might think it might make you, if anything, it's going to make you look leaner and more
Yes.
jacked. So
that's an important thing to add
just
in.
so you
I
know
think.
that.
Yeah, and that gets missed a lot, and I think that's super important because women worry the most about water retention, and they never seem to get when the information is passed along to people that creatine leads to water retention. It's very rare that with that is the caveat that it's in your muscle.
Right.
It's super
Mhm.
frustrating because it seems like it only ever comes from people who want you not to take it or from somebody who's just spreading the misinformation. But it's like part of how it works is by helping that muscle stay hydrated so it can perform. But I feel that women get hit with this the most and they would benefit from creatine the most. So
most,
it
yeah.
makes the most sense to be like, hey, there is a lot of misinformation, but you probably benefit from it. You don't need a ton. You can start with like 2 grams a day, work up to 5 grams a day. You can spread it out. If you're smaller, I do find like women who are smaller, like below 5'2", can probably take like 3 grams a day.
Yeah.
Because it's got to be weight adjusted. They say 5 grams a day for everybody's fine. I also think it's probably fine to go even lower if you're little or way
Right.
higher because
I've taken 20 grams a day and not really had problems.
Right.
And there's new data coming out, and I'm really excited about it. You know, looking at the cognitive effects, and like if you can take more, there shouldn't be a problem with it. Take more. I don't know how strong the scientific data is right now on like, hey, 20 plus grams is actually going to be way better.
I don't know if it's worth the trade-off. So I didn't continue it because I was like, I'm not noticing a market improvement in any of these areas, and I don't want to open myself up to any unknown downside at like a 4x the evidence-based dosage.
Yeah, right now 3 to 5.
You should just take it. Like at the end of the day, just
3 to 5
like,
grams.
Yeah, for sure. Take your creatine every day. All right, going on to the next question. This one's from @KristenKey AZ. She wants to know, what are the best stretches and or warm-ups for leg day? My DOMs last forever. So let's start with the warm-up stuff, because I think the DOMs tips and the warm-ups tips are probably going to be separate. But like one of my favorite things for leg day, I learned this from, this had to be 10, 15 years ago on YouTube. The late, great John Meadows, whose username was Mountain Dog 1, I believe. He was really big on, before squatting, training hamstrings, specifically knee flexion, like taking the hamstring and using it to move the knee joint, like when you do a hamstring curl. And so doing that lying hamstring curl before you do your heavy squats and your heavy lunges. And he said, like, it makes your knees feel so good and so stable. And I've always kind of liked that as like a good, not warm up, but like if I am going to squat and I have time, if I'm going to lunge and I have time, 2 sets of like lying or seated hamstring curls to get the knee joints moving and to get the hamstrings going. I know activation work, like glute activation stuff, is mostly bullshit, but like this is one that I just think is nails. It really feels good. And most people's leg days include those kinds of activities. So that one I like. And then just don't forget to actually do like a somewhat of a warm up if you're like before you start, like get your tissue temperature elevated. Legs are hard to train, and it's the hardest.
They're definitely more
muscle
demanding to train. Yeah, for sure. So knees definitely important to warm up, especially before you do something like a squat. For me, it's all about the hips. I get kind of like tight hips from time to time. I'm like a lankier individual as well. And when I have bad or tight hips, like my low back pays for it. So I love like the little Spider-Man stretch on like out of push-up position, right? And getting a little bit of that thoracic rotation. Just, it makes me feel like I'm truly like warming up every fiber as I get ready for it. And then I do a little dynamic stuff, which is off of the floor, some like single leg bridges. And from there, I feel good and ready to go. And I usually jump into it.
Yeah. Good. Yeah, I like those. Yeah, for the most part, when I walk into the gym, I'm so just like, I just want to get as much work in as I can. Okay, possible. And look, there's nothing wrong with warming up with your first exercise. Like if you're going to squat, like grab the empty barbell and just like do some squats, feel it out. If it kind of feels like shit, do the empty barbell again and keep on going until you're like fully warmed up. Like that's an easy, practical way for a lot of people. I like doing 3-5 minutes of aerobic work too, to kind of get things loosened up. And that really helps a lot. So yeah, like, I just posted something the other day about warming up with the squat, or for a squat, and for a deadlift or for a lunge or a compound exercise that you might start with. They all apply. You know, do your first set really light, do your next set really light, your next set really light, adding weight slowly. And I really find that just helps with just like getting done quicker and, you know, really efficient. But like there's so many things you can do. Like I like doing 90-90s. I like doing like some ankle prying stuff, some calf raises, because I have really like concrete tight, you know, ankles, and I'm really long too. So ankle mobility, can rely on that a lot too, with squatting especially.
Before we get into the DOMS tips, I do think there's something you like. The best way to fix DOMS is to not get them too bad to begin with. And like the most likely reason you get DOMS all the time is you probably just do way too much when you go to the gym, or your recovery is like not where it needs to be. You probably are you might not be overtraining, you might be under recovering. So if you're like always sore, you might be never nourished. You might be never getting enough protein, never getting enough sleep, never getting enough hydration. But there's a few things I think you should be aware of if you're like, dude, I'm always fucking sore. One thing is eccentrics. We were talking about this a little before we jumped in, but like simply put, when your muscles work like Velcro, and when you flex them and the muscles contract and shorten, the fibers run across each other like Velcro. And when those muscle fibers come across or come apart from one another, when you lower the weight eccentrically and the muscle gets longer, it tears a lot like Velcro. And when you do these long eccentrics, you can get a lot of stretch and a lot of damage and accumulate, I think, a lot of basically stuff that hurts in the tissue. And like I'm sure there's more to it than that. I want you guys to jump in. But like if you do these really slow, long eccentrics on every rep, it wouldn't surprise me if you're sore, because that is the part of the range of motion that contributes more to the feeling of being sore.
And muscle growth.
And muscle growth, which is why it's super important to like have it present. You want to do these lengthened position exercises. Like
They're the most taxing for sure.
Yeah, you guys hear this a lot. Lengthened positioned exercises. Like, what are they? A lot of them are the ones that people tend to like hate because they're really difficult and they're hard in the most like uncomfortable positions. Think of like an RDL. It's really hard when your hamstrings are all the way stretched. And that means they're lengthened when they have to really exert themselves. And that is a tough exercise. It's also an exercise with a long eccentric. Like if you do an RDL right, you should go down slow.
That's probably like the main one I can even think of.
Yeah, because I think the number one issue
RDL.
you're going to have with an RDL if you're going really fast is you're not going to feel it in your hamstrings or glutes. You're going to start to feel it in your
low
back.
Yeah, your low back. Especially as you get like closer and closer to the floor, like you're past your range of motion of the hamstrings being stretched
For
fully,
sure,
right?
for sure.
It's all low back at that point.
If you have limited hamstring mobility, your RDL will be short. And if you go too fast, you'll probably flex your spine. But that's like the ultimate exercise if you wanted to get hella sore. Not in my mind,
sure.
if I would think
Barbell
of
squat.
Barbell squat will kill you.
Lunge,
leg
Bulgarian
press will kill
split squat.
Deep ranges of motion. These exercises have deep
Right.
ranges
Chest
of
presses,
motion.
rows, pull downs, all those kind of basic ones that you can.
Well, anything under like
Dips
challenging working sets, right?
And of
Like,
course,
yeah,
if you
of
take
course,
a
goes without
that's
saying,
a great
like,
point. That's
yeah.
a great point. I don't want to lose track here, but like a shit shortened position tricep extension to failure is probably going to make you more sore than a lengthened tricep masterpiece that is done with no effort.
Right.
100%. You still have to put the effort in. It's not just like, oh, I picked all the maximally lengthened hard exercises. I'm going to grow the most. Effort is still really important.
And that's why I think with your lifts, that like I think a lot of maybe this Kristen woman, maybe she has DOMs so bad. Maybe you have DOMs so bad all the time because maybe when you work out, okay, you choose all of these lengthen exercises that we just talked about, your RDLs, then your squats, which are freaking awesome. I do those in one session all the time. Then you lunge, then you do step ups, then you do Bulgarians. You do all these redundant exercises. If you're going to do
like 4 at the most.
At the most, like you can even get away with 1. I mean, depending on
if you do a lot of it,
yes,
you can.
Yes. So like, let's say you start off with a barbell squat.
That's
and then you do a lunge.
Winner. Yeah. Oof.
And then you go and decide to do a step up or a split squat. You don't really need to do that. Like pick one of those. I feel like
for sure.
Same muscle group, same like movement, right?
Could be that there's too much going back to the well on the same type of pattern on the same day.
Yeah. Which is good for volume, but if you're doing too much, if you're sore for 4 or 5 days, it's probably a good indicator that you're doing a little too much, or like you said before.
Yeah.
I don't know as like undernourishing, yes, undersleeping, underhydrating, all those are obviously really important, but it doesn't sound like you're doing that. Yeah, because you're a fit person, you go to the gym a lot, and you're asking us these questions. Like you're probably on that. Maybe your training's just you're overdoing it a little bit.
I think that's a great point.
That's pretty spot on for me.
If you are hella sore, it's kind of funny because the first part was a warm up question, and like none of this applies. You're like, I have DOMs, I want to manage them. That's where I would actually do like the stretching and the foam rolling that people love for warming up.
I start with that.
I have found that they're good for
fail.
DOMs management because they just get you moving, and nothing makes my DOMs worse than stillness. It's counterintuitive. I know you need to be still to recover, but if I'm like, gosh, my DOMs are debilitating, I'm still going to rest a lot. I'm going on an active rest hike. No, I'll do something like a little bit of stretching or a little bit of rolling or some light mobility. Honestly, I think the sauna is really good too.
Take a walk your dog. That is super light. It is movement, yes, but it is movement nonetheless. Yes.
I generally agree.
Okay, guys. The next one is from Nasita777. What got you into fitness at what age? Mine's pretty simple. It was basically that fitness test. I just didn't feel like super great about not being able to get into that. So I just started doing pull-ups. And after that, I explored other exercises. And my neighbor growing up had like a Bowflex. So when I was like 16, I went down one summer and just hammered the Bowflex. And I have decent enough genetics that I was like, okay, this works.
Yeah.
Like this works.
Saw some results and you're like addicted from then on out. Yeah.
It's like say 16, 17. And because I wanted to be able to be like the cool guys.
Oh, 100%. Yeah. Mine, I guess I really got into it in college, like in junior college. I was a baseball player and I had been like in the fall tryouts and things like that, like made the team, but was looking around and everyone was kind of looking like Holden, like 6'4", like 230. And I was a scrawny ass kid who weighed like 150 pounds, like soaking wet. So I ended up just like taking that year off, like stayed with the team to practice, but didn't play in any of the games. And just like figured out what a calorie surplus was and just crushed the gym. And I put on a lot of size to the point even my teammates wanted to start working out with me. And then kind of naturally started studying kinesiology and just was like that. And athletics was like the perfect marriage and kind of hooked me.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was really active when I was like, I don't even know, 6, 7 years old. I'd run, just go outside and be like, I'm feeling anxious.
Like a dog.
Oh, I don't know what it was. I just would run all the time.
It's
like
called adverse childhood
experience.
And miles. So
oh yeah.
Holden ran his first marathon at 5 years old.
Yeah, I did.
Oh, boredom.
I did. And yeah, I was really competitive, played a lot of sports, kind of just involved in that side of things. I didn't really get into weightlifting until high school, like most people. I played a little football, and some of the guys in the team were just absolutely monsters. And I knew I had to put some size on because I was a string bean, like super skinny high school kid.
That sounds familiar.
And so yeah, I got into lifting then. And then, probably when college started, it was like, okay, I'm going to play baseball and I got to lift. And even before college, now it's coming back to me. I was 18 years old. I got into the gym first year, put on like 30 pounds of muscle, did nothing athletic. And then I sucked at throwing a baseball the next year. So there's something there. Play your sport. Don't just bodybuild. I didn't train my legs for shit.
I'm going to be a bodybuilder now.
Yeah.
Oh, wait.
Should have went that direction. Might have had better luck with that.
The whole reason I did this.
But yeah, and now I know how, and how I got into it, but why I'm still doing it too. I'm so damn vain. I honestly can't lose.
Yeah, I don't want to lose my gains.
I don't want to lose my gains. And also, I'm showing up.
I have a bit of that myself.
For more than myself right now.
Oh, yeah,
showing up for, my kids, clients, my family, my clients, more energy throughout the day. And it's just, it's very important. So.
Yeah, my body also had I have had those low back issues that if I don't strength train and keep things strong, my body doesn't feel that great. So I'm not exactly getting older by many people's estimations, but I'm feeling my age way more with the stress and the lack of sleep and all the new things on my plate, and staying strong helps me manage that. It's like a lot of it is vanity for sure. But it's definitely like a functional thing now. Last one's on grip strength from DC72. How to improve grip strength? I think I'll just recommend carries. I don't think most people do any carries in their program. I say that as somebody who doesn't do that many carries in my program. I don't love them. I'm not that good at them. My grip isn't that strong. And if I wanted my grip to be stronger, I would go right to the heavy carries I'm not doing. That's just my quick take on it.
Yeah,
they're great for that.
I think just picking up heavier things and moving them, it just means you're gripping it. Like you don't have to go 1 rep max or nothing, but just picking up heavier things will do that.
Heavy pull work.
Yeah.
Over time too. That's why I do I know where fitness trends are kind of going. I still really enjoy the compound lifts and a lot of the free weights. And I mean, even pulling on machines are going to be great for your forearms too.
The basics, the classics.
And most people are going to use straps now. And there's a great debate on should I use straps on all my lifts? Because it's going to help me hit the muscle I'm trying to hit. Specifically your lats, when you're pulling, you want your lats to fatigue before your grip. That's never going to happen because your lats are usually very strong. And your grips, your forearm compartment and bicep and flexor muscles, they're strong too. They're just not as strong as your lats. So the grips are great. We
I use
recommend
them.
them for all of our clients, especially ladies who can like lunge and Romanian deadlift a lot.
Yeah,
But
their grips tends to be like
if
disproportionately
you didn't
weaker. So I think they
wanna-
stand to gain the most from straps.
I'd say if you didn't want to be limited by your grip in your hypertrophy work and you just committed to doing heavy deadlifts and heavy carries and didn't strap in for those, you'd probably be solid to strap in for everything else and you'd still have functional grip strength,
Yeah.
but you wouldn't be limited by your main hypertrophy things.
Oh, 100%.
You could do some maybe direct forearm work, curls.
Yeah,
you
that's
know,
true.
Extensions.
Something else nobody ever
Different
gets to
curl
do.
variations
it gets
are
talked
great.
about,
like,
but never
Yeah.
executed.
Do you guys
Azotman
have-
curls,
opinion.
pretty.
Do you guys have any grip limitations ever?
Like past certain weights, yeah.
Okay, so
like that's
one
mostly
exercise
what it
that
is.
I think
Yeah, but
that most people should use the straps. Eventually,
Deadlifts,
is Romanian deadlifts. You have to stop,
Yeah,
stop
there's
the bar.
no way in fuck
come up.
you
I can get
good
away
at
with-
those without straps.
Yeah,
no, I mean,
I can
I
get
even do
away
it for
with the hex
deadlifts.
bar
So.
or barbell from the ground without straps most of the time. But if you're not needing to use straps yet for an RDL, just keep getting stronger and keep increasing the weight a little bit, because I
Get to the
guarantee
point where you use those
your
straps.
hamstrings
glutes and
are
your
not strong
hamstrings.
enough yet.
Yeah,
Should be stronger than your hands.
Yep.
yeah.
They
Right. Well,
should
just
be.
eliminate it altogether. Like that's what straps like does for me. Because like you
Yeah,
said earlier, like
it does.
it's gonna fatigue quicker than the larger muscle group you're training. So
But
use
you still,
straps
if you
and
want
go a
to
little bit
get
heavier and challenge yourself.
grip strength. And if you want to wear straps on
Lift.
every lift that you do so that you're not limited by your grip strength, and then you want to do a little bit of work for your grip,
I
forearm
love
work,
those plate carries too, like 35, 45-pound plate carries. I hear those are really good for grip.
I swear my
plate
grip's gotten
pinches.
stronger,
The
like literally
pinches.
using straps, and it's just because I'm picking up heavier
That's
things.
also-
That's like
there's-
really all it is.
Yeah, if you
For me.
like deadlifted 135 with straps, and then you got to be able to deadlift like 405 with straps, your grip got better. Even if the
Definitely.
strap was
Because
doing a
yeah,
lot
you
of
have to
the work.
pick up more weight.
Let's
Yeah.
finish it
I
off
agree.
before we move into sports. Our last little bit here, kind of in fitness and nutrition. We're going to talk about this new study out of University College London. Holden brought this to my attention earlier in the week. We kind of dissected it a little bit.
bro.
I just want to give you guys the spark notes before we talked about it. It's an RCT, which is a high quality study. 55 adults were the people that were being studied. So we're not talking about children, we're talking about adults. All of them were overweight or obese. Okay. The study was 8 weeks long. I want you guys to know exactly what we're dealing with here. None of us are fucking gonna get the Nobel Prize for science, okay? But
I win the
we're
lottery
gonna try
before
to
that
we're gonna
happens.
try to meet you where you're at. So 55 overweight adults were studied for 8 weeks, and they were in two groups. One of them got mostly minimally processed foods. You can just think of this like homemade food. The other group got ultra processed foods. So that's like stuff that's packaged, snacks, microwave. So imagine one group, somebody's going to make them a homemade meal, and then the other person's going to get a frozen pizza. Okay. But they're both going to get the same macros. Okay. And I think that really breaks down on especially things like salt, fiber, of course, protein, carbs, and fats, and then the calories. So this
And
was
calories are also equated.
calories are equated. So there's a term
Everybody's
for that.
eating the same.
Yes, exactly. Isocaloric. The main difference between these two groups is that one of them's getting home cooked food and the other ones are getting like packaged ultra processed foods. And the results, depending on, I think this is a great example of how science can be interpreted in both conventional media and on social media. The results were, to me, super unsurprising. They were reported as being either earth-shattering or groundbreaking or unbelievable. I saw all kinds of different coverage on this. You could spin this one however you wanted. But basically, both of these groups lost weight. The group that ate minimally processed foods lost more weight. But I don't think it's as cut and dry as like, oh, if you just eat clean, you're going to lose more weight. I have my opinion.
Clearly, it's about the
You have
calories.
your opinion. Holden, what do you think? Because you took a good look at this.
Yeah, just as another win for calories being the culprit for being obese or being fatter or smaller. calories matter the most, and you took two groups here. They both did both diets. They both lost weight, and I'd have to think that if this kept going on, they would both continue to lose weight, even though one group was eating mostly ultra processed foods. And I was looking at the list of some of these foods, and man, it's really not that bad because the fiber is the same, the protein's the same, and the calories are the same, and that matters a lot. So the group that had the minimally processed foods sent more food back because that's what they did. They sent them these meals.
And what you didn't eat, you sent back. And whatever you didn't eat was basically subtracted from your 2,100 calories.
Exactly.
Damn,
and of course, the minimally processed group
finished less of their food.
Finished less because there was more food on the plate, more
had
volume.
To be more volume.
And this is the thing, like ultra processed foods probably shouldn't eat like them only, but there are some caveats here.
I mean, I look at this. This sounds super cynical, but I look at this like somebody would be like, "You lose." This is how it was reported. You lose twice as much weight when you eat minimally processed foods versus ultra processed foods. And I'm like, okay, yeah, I can lose half as much weight eating fucking microwave shit with zero effort and still lose weight if the calories are there.
Right.
That is a horrible protocol. Objectively awful. But it is very rare in life that the stupid protocol and the optimal protocol are only about half apart. Like,
right.
Oh, you want to take an incredibly stupid approach to weight loss where you eat only ultra processed food that's not very good for you, only in packages, less nutritious than it should be.
Lose some weight.
But the calories are there and you'll lose weight. Oh, yeah, sure. Fuck yeah.
I think that was what the study was saying for like this kind of first time thing. This is the first time that we've had calories and macros equated, and we fed this group ultra processed only and minimally processed. And they both lost weight, which that was really cool to see. I mean, it was obvious that happened.
In the data that the estimated reduction, and Holden hit on this because they gave the food back. There was like 300 calories coming back every day from the group on the minimally processed food, and only like 120 calories coming back from the ultra processed food. So there was a gap in intake of like 180 calories.
That's more than the half or 50% of weight loss.
It's damn near. Yeah. It's fucking right there.
No, it's closer to
That's
like 3 times.
I was like, when you see the spin on this and somebody says like, well, it's isocaloric. These people lost twice as much weight. It's obviously the case that the minimally processed foods are superior. And I'd be like, perhaps, but only a little bit because they also ate less calories, which is why they lost more weight. And again, they ate less calories because there's more volume on the plate. That is still a win for the minimally processed food. But I just think it's interesting. You have to take into account minimally processed foods probably have a higher thermic effect of food. It takes more to break them down. Minimally processed foods, you get more volume, so you can eat more of them for fewer unit of calories. I would almost have thought they would have won by more if I didn't know what I know about calories. And like when I think about the fact that there's more calories missing from one group, there's a higher thermic effect of food in the other group. One group lost 10 pounds, the other group lost 5 pounds. It was only 8 weeks. I'm like, yeah, if they kept it going, it probably would have been something like 12 and then 8 and then 15 and then 11 and then 17 and 14. And then, I don't know. I honestly think the longer you go on something like this, the more it starts to average out. I don't think you just get exponentially more fat loss.
Minimally processed foods, you should eat more of them. They're probably better for your overall health.
They're definitely better for you.
For sure.
Yeah.
But it's probably not very practical in this day and age where so many people are stressed out and have so much on their plate. I know for me, I'm a dad now. You know, I've got 2 kids, wife at home. We're on the run a lot. We're on the move a lot. We have a lot going on. So I like to eat easy to grab and go foods. And after looking at this study and seeing that, like, oh, what do they determine are ultra processed foods compared to the minimally processed? And I'm like, holy shit, like a protein shake, ultra processed. This like flavored, this flavored yogurt, ultra processed. You know, cheese, sour cream, or tortilla. I have that like every day. So like honestly, like 60, maybe 70% of my diet is probably ultra processed
by the study standards.
But both of
you
these
can
groups,
tell just by looking at you.
yes, both of these groups do what I kind of prioritize in my day to day. Both of these groups had the same amount of fiber. They had the protein. They tried to get these right. In my day to day, I'm trying to make sure I get enough fiber, get enough protein, and get enough water. And that helps with like so many different things. Because the problem with obesity in our country isn't that people are overeating ultra processed foods with fiber and protein in them, right?
Bingo.
Yeah.
It's that they're
Yeah.
eating the other ultra processed
Yes.
foods.
Yeah, the
They're
stuff that
doing-
has none of what you just mentioned.
Yeah,
'Cause
like no
you're the
nutritional
opposite.
value really. And I like to have a lot of nutritional value in my foods, obviously, because I care about that kind of stuff, and I know it's like horrible to like you said before, just have like
Calories.
a pizza, ice cream, cookies, cakes, all these baked goods, chips. These are all the things people eat.
That's where the
A lot
calories
of-
come
a lot of
from. But where
saturated
do
fat.
the nutrients come from?
Yeah.
Usually nowhere.
Right. Yeah. The lesson is eat the ultra processed stuff
Hyper-palatable
with
foods.
fiber and protein.
Kind of, yes.
Yeah.
And if you, for practicality's sake, and like I hate to say it because I would never want to like overly vouch for ultra processed foods, because ultimately a mostly whole foods diet is linked to health in a variety of different ways, probably for a variety of different reasons. But like if you use whey protein to increase your protein intake, even though it is classifiably ultra processed
Mm.
because it went from milk to vanilla whey protein isolate,
Mm-hmm.
it's way better choice for most people, in my opinion, than, let's say, another ultra processed food like a Twinkie. Categorically, they're both ultra processed, but like
Right.
I would give 100 people out of 100 a whey shake over a Twinkie for in like literally every reason imaginable, unless they had like lactose intolerance.
Right.
Because
Most
mo-
of my clients who come and see me, I'm like, they're like, how do I get my protein in? I'm like, hey, yeah, definitely like more lean meats, stuff like that. But you would
Drink a
really
protein shake.
benefit off of a protein shake. And I tell my
Yes,
clients,
That's like literally what
I
they're
tell
gonna
my
do,
clients to
right?
have ultra processed foods.
It's
And I
immediate.
feel good about it because I know that it is a healthy decision
Yes.
that you can make. And there is no really signs of
Yeah,
a
if-
negative health
There
outcome for
should be
having
no
more protein.
guilt.
They're
of
paying
anybody
you to
taking
build
that.
muscle, not
Yeah.
like I'm short on my protein every day. What do I do? I want you to cook a fucking ribeye and beef tallow in the back of your car on a George Foreman grill, exactly to medium rare, and eat it on a wooden cutting board and drizzle raw honey on it and sprinkle Himalayan salt on top of it and eat
Don't
it
forget
with
the
your
egg.
raw
Don't forget the
hands,
egg.
shirtless in front of a ring light while you subtly allude to white nationalism. But dude, it's crazy. I know a little riff there, but
Oh my God, dude. They have a wooden cutting board at least.
yeah. Oh, you don't have any of those things? Just go to Costco and get a 30-pack of Fairlifes and increase your protein intake by 40% in 12 seconds.
100%.
That's why
dude.
it's okay to recommend ultra processed foods. It just gives your clients a chance to easily fix a problem in that context. And you don't have to recommend any other ultra processed foods. It's actually interesting to me that you say 70%, because that's exactly, you can fact check it live. I'm not sure if we had Chat GPT up. I'd love a live fact check
I'd
from
say
somebody.
Right around
I
that.
think 70% of American calories come from ultra processed foods.
70%.
I
you're
think
saying.
that's exactly the number that the average American's calorie intake, if it's 3,000, 70% of those 3,000 are from ultra processed foods.
Look,
And
I
if
can see
se-
a world.
If you're in the same ratio, you are average. You also get 70%. Why do you look like that? Because the 70% of the processed foods you eat have protein and
Yep.
fucking fiber and
Yep.
nutrients, and that should tell everybody what is possible if you focus on the only shit that
Look,
fucking matters.
I get a lot of steps too.
Lifestyle.
And I also eat a lot of fruits and vegetables.
And you
And
lift.
both of these groups in the study, both were offered fruits and vegetables. And I don't know if they ate them or sent them back, but probably a good idea to eat more fruits and vegetables. We need more of those. And I can see a world potentially, and this might sound crazy, where we have more ultra processed foods
Yes,
and potentially less obese people.
for sure, because we're going to have more GLP-1 proliferation too. The next generation of GLP-1s is going to be crazy.
Hey,
What
your,
is
your
the statistic?
70 number? It's actually 55, but what's
Oh,
worse,
That's way better.
it is.
Yay!
But no.
Live
until-
fact checking my
until-
bullshit, but it's good.
Until you realize what it is for kids, and it's
Okay.
62%.
Well, that's still not 70%.
No, it's not. But it's
Okay, that's
depressing to me that
fantastic.
parents are eating better than their kids. Why are you not at least eating the same?
That makes a lot of sense to me. I think that kids naturally want to eat stupid kid foods that are bad for them.
Maybe
and
that
you-
factors
and-
in high school, and
parents
you're
just-
not meals at home.
Well, 7% of your if the average adult went from like 62 to 55, and the 7% swing was just because they could legally drink, that would make a lot of sense. Like, yeah, just
Yeah,
eat. I don't eat
that's
trick
fair.
cereal anymore. I'm an alcoholic.
Yeah. Yeah, get my
Okay,
calories in
moving
other
into
ways.
sports, guys. But before we do, speaking about nutrients, body composition, and how you look, if you're trying to lose weight and you're not tracking your calories, you're going to have a bad fucking time, which is why we partnered with Macro Factor, one of the best macro tracking apps out there that doesn't only just help you lose weight, take advantage of smart AI capabilities, log macro and micronutrients. It's also got an amazingly convenient barcode scanner and lets you quite literally type in what you're eating, and it'll give you like a guesstimate of calories that's not half bad, basically making it like a fully fledged calorie suite. It works better than MyFitnessPal. It gives you a full 7-day slate of tracking so you can look at all your micros and macros across these days. Again, easy, convenient AI tech. And if you want a 14-day trial, 14 days, you could probably lose 5 pounds in 14 days tracking your macros. Just download Macro Factor, and when you check out and subscribe, use the code COACHDM to get 14 days of free use. Again, you'll probably lose enough weight in that time that you'll want to stick with it. Okay, getting into sports, guys, I think kind of the big news for me, this is just my opinion, in the NFL, like the season is here. We're 27 days away, but Micah Parsons has not gotten an extension from the Cowboys. He's requested a trade. He's the best defensive player. In my opinion, he's the best defensive player in the NFL, not named Myles Garrett.
You're gonna slide TJ Watt like that?
Yeah, I think Micah Parsons is better than TJ Watt. I think TJ Watt's been more consistent, but TJ Watt gets hurt all the time.
So does Micah Parsons, though.
I think they both are on great defensive lines.
No, I'm with you on that.
I think they are probably interchangeable, but if I had to pick one to build
my
defense around, I would pick Micah Parsons. I think he's a freak.
Micah Parsons' wingspan is crazy long.
Yeah, they're both insanely
I would like to
disruptive.
see, comparatively to TJ Watt, who has the longest wingspan, because Micah Parsons' hands hang down to his calves.
I do know one thing about TJ Watt, and I don't want there to be any confusion. TJ Watt eats the same breakfast every day.
Yeah, 100. Yeah.
Do you know what it is?
Oh, eats the same breakfast.
Yes. Do you know what it is?
I thought you were speaking to his consistency.
No.
Same breakfast every day. He strikes me as like an oatmeal and berries type of guy.
Oatmeal.
Yeah, no
he
shit.
Eats oatmeal.
Wow.
And you know what I thought when I read that? Because I was like, TJ Watt eats the same breakfast every day. I'm like, bro, TJ Watt's fucking jacked.
Yeah.
I was like, what is it?
Yeah.
Oh, it's oatmeal. That makes sense. It's healthy food. You know what I thought about immediately when I read that?
What?
That fucking video of Dave Asprey. I'm sorry, it's Asprey or
Oh
Asprey. Whatever. Either way it works.
Talking about oxalates
Dave
and shit.
Asprey going, did you know that oatmeal is a peasant food? Have you seen this?
Yeah.
And I'm just like, I want TJ Watt to fucking just
Run through his ass.
What are you talking about, dude? This is the closest thing we have to a gladiator. He eats this every day. Who the fuck writes
Worth
your
a couple
tweets,
hundred
dude?
million,
like,
too. Yeah.
like retire. Like you go send this man to Alligator Alcatraz. We're done with Dave Asprey.
One of the worst takes.
And his urine therapy and all that dumb shit. Don't Google Dave Asprey urine therapy. But if Micah Parsons were to get traded.
If he were to get traded. I don't think he is. So create a hypothetical.
I don't think he is either, but I also feel like he might. I think Jerry Jones is senile.
I think Jerry Jones
has lost
Dallas
his
won't
fucking mind.
go anywhere until that changes over, in my opinion. Like Jerry Jones is out of touch now with the modern NFL.
I think he would be dumb enough
said,
to consider trading him.
Yeah, I could see like a Luka situation. Like, remember that manager was like, or the GM for Dallas was like,
yes.
I mean, if I could happen in Dallas too. So maybe he'll be dumb enough too.
You can't see another Dallas.
All right, hold on.
team
So where do you see him going?
Player?
Where do you see him going?
Micah Parsons?
If he moves, yeah.
I know where I see him going. That's why I'm not going to say the Rams, but I could.
On a cheapie
the
too,
Rams would definitely trade a first round pick for and more.
Dude,
I know where he wants to go. Or I know where I want him to go, actually.
Cincinnati.
Yeah, the Raiders.
That'd be cool if he went to the Raiders. But
they do have a need.
What if he goes to a team like the Eagles or something?
He is from Pennsylvania, but an
I also don't think they have the
interdivisional
names
trade
like that.
You
If
can't.
Jerry Jones, that is the senility test.
He would.
Yeah.
If he trades him to Philly, he officially is. It's time to put Jerry in a home.
Yeah.
Yeah, because like you cannot trade your best player to
Yeah,
your
that's
arch
true.
rival to then have them antagonize you. But dude, if you look at the odds, Philly's one of the top teams.
So are the
Why?
Raiders.
They have hell of draft picks. They already have a ton of edge rushers they can trade. They're so deep at that position. They could move on from a good player they have and trade a pick and get Micah. But like, I think it would be an AFC team. I think they would be smart to trade him to an AFC team. Get
send him
out
to
of
the
contract.
Patriots. I feel like they have
The
the kind of
Patriots
need
have
there too.
they could trade you a million things and make him the highest paid player.
Yeah.
in
That one,
football.
like from a logistical standpoint, I think makes the most sense. But I
Whoever
don't know.
gets, if he does get traded, he will want to be the highest paid defensive player in football.
Yeah,
Who is right now?
Myles Garrett, $40 million per year.
Yeah, to me, you're not making quite that because I don't think you're Myles Garrett good.
Nobody's Myles
Garrett is. Have you seen that dude hoop?
Yes, he's incredible.
Oh, dude, he could play the NBA.
I would like to see. I would like to see Micah Parsons get traded.
Oh my god!
I didn't realize Patriots were like second favorites.
TJ
odds
Watt
with the
has a
Eagles?
longer wingspan than Micah Parsons.
Oh,
That was eating
shit.
and holding.
Well, it's because he eats oatmeal every
Yeah,
day.
the fiber clearly holding.
Yeah, he's definitely.
Who
eating
is
a lot
longer,
oatmeal.
Micah Parsons or TJ?
You know, speaking of oatmeal, okay, there is this Kenyan runner
Okay,
who has broke
all
many
the records.
different marathon or I don't know
Long
what
distance
records.
record.
Yeah,
Long distance event
marathon
records.
runner.
Okay.
And the food he eats before race days is oatmeal.
Peasant
food.
Peasant
Yep,
food.
Dave Asprey
dude.
signature quote.
I'm like literally gonna go
Dude,
buy oatmeal on my
you
way
will
home so
be
I can
getting-
have like 2 bowls a day.
Okay, 6'7" wingspan.
For TJ.
Or no. 6.9-inch wingspan.
No, the 6
feet.
6
9
7
inch.
6.69.
Well, 6.9 inches is tiny, but
Dude, 6.9. It's nothing.
he's
Yeah,
like
6'7".
zero
6'7".
pass deflections.
Yeah. He's looking like JD
He's trying
Vance
to
from the
bat-
South Park
Trying to
episode.
bat it down with his 6.9 inch wingspan. He's coming off the edge. T-Rex.
Little Ant-Man.
But
Yeah,
yeah,
dude,
long
I wanna
arms,
see-
you tear people up because they can't reach you first.
That's fair, yeah.
And that is a huge advantage of a DN is long arms. Anyways, yes, those are both great players.
My team that I would want him to go to because I think it would put them over the top is Denver. I think the Denver defense is
I would
exceptional
love
as
that
it is.
too.
I think they're very slept on. I think they have the best corner in football.
I like
I
Patrick
think
Surtain.
Jahdae Barron was the best corner in this draft. I don't think anybody cared about him by the time the draft
Definitely
started.
adding some more
And
talent
he
to that
fell
defense.
to them at 20, and they're going to be able to play him anywhere they feel like because they
Yeah.
have added 2 thumpers in their defense.
Yeah,
with
Dre
Hufanga
Greenlaw.
and Greenlaw,
I know.
and
It was
just
so
brought
sad to
a
see
ton
both of them
attitude over
go.
to that
They brought a
defense.
lot of attitude.
And they have amazing guys up front already coming off the edge. They have Nick
And they're
Bonito,
young,
who is
too.
very, very good. And I cannot.
Zach
Baron
Allen.
Browning.
Zach Allen, I think
Zach
they just
Allen,
locked up
D
again.
tackle, one
Mhm.
of the best defensive tackles in the league.
Yeah,
Totally
I think
underrated.
speaking of the Watts, I'm pretty
Big-
sure he's a JJ Watt
He's
protege.
a long-term deal. If you added Micah Parsons on the other side and Nick Bonito to that defense,
Yeah, oh, dude, Benito had a nice
and
end
Bo
of the
Nix
season
takes
last
a
year.
step, that is a team that could make a run because I think Sean Payton can coach them.
They made the playoffs last
They
year.
made the playoffs, but the AFC is so tough. And I
that
think
that
knowing
division is loaded.
knowing
too.
I have to
Yeah,
get
Raiders
past
and-
Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes, Joe Burrow, Lamar Jackson,
Well, that-
Justin
yeah.
Herbert, maybe Trevor Lawrence, maybe Drake May. Like the
Yeah.
maybe.
Maybe.
These are maybe CJ Stroud, who by the way was very good in his rookie year and could
Oh,
totally bounce
incredible.
back.
I could see him.
Like
doing
there
that this
are
year.
a litany of great quarterbacks in the AFC. I need to get after the fucking passer. And like
It's-
I would do I would move
offenses
heaven
are
and
more
earth.
electric now. You got to try to stop it, and how you do it is give a
I
quarterback
think
no
if
time.
you
So
got Micah Parsons in Denver and said, hey, "Excuse me, sir, can you do what Von Miller did?" He would say, "Absolutely, let's go win a
100%.
Super Bowl."
100%.
Another
That's my
news.
hot take.
The first running back selected in 2025 draft had
Oh.
-1 yards last
I'm
night.
so sorry,
It was
bro.
hard to watch.
I am so sorry.
And
Ashton
again,
Genty,
hey,
what's going on, buddy?
It's
That was
preseason.
the O line.
It's the first
He
If
was
you watch
dancing.
those 3 carries, he was dodging
Oh,
people 6 yards
yeah.
deep as soon as he touched it.
You
know, it was bad.
They had guys in the backfield,
Yeah,
like waiting for
you
him.
could tell Seattle was like, let's just get
Is
the
that our
rook.
starting O line that went out? Raiders
I
starting
believe
O-line
so,
that went
but
out?
I hope not. I'm gonna say that. I
think
can't say
it was.
for certain.
You had a really motivated second team on the defensive line who wants to make the squad, and that's what it was.
Yeah, I think
Playing
that
at home, familiar.
I'll say this. If the Raiders continue to play their starters in the preseason and they continue to look bad, then I think reasonably People will be out on the Raiders in fantasy. People will be out on the Raiders as potentially being a dark horse, because the whole thing was built on this idea that Geno Smith
You're going to
in the running
resurrect us.
game was going to be better and able to keep up with the rest of the conference. That's really good. You have to compete against probably the best division in football.
Some good defenses too, like we already talked about.
Then you have the 4 best quarterbacks in football in your conference.
Right.
Yeah,
So
it's
it's
going to be
like,
a tough year, I
okay,
think,
that's fucking
unfortunately.
crazy. Yeah, that's brutal. So it's just to rise into the top 7, you have to be special. And if you're unable to get yards against these second team defenses, I think people will rightfully lose the hype, and it'll probably be waiting for a quarterback in the upcoming draft or the year after, because that's just how the league works.
Yeah.
You're either good enough to win the Super Bowl, or you're waiting for a quarterback who can win the Super Bowl.
I saw this like rumor today that Archie Manning,
Yes.
Arch Manning's grandfather, was saying that like there's a decent chance he does not come.
Yeah,
or
a lot of people don't think he's going to come out.
So
there's a few scenarios in which Arch
like that he
Manning
stays.
comes out. One of them.
And I saw some dude comment like, well, that's fine. We'll tank next year too.
You can't tank twice in a row, but unless you're the Jaguars.
Right.
But like that to me is smart. If you're Arch Manning and you're a junior and you know that you'll probably be the top quarterback taken in the draft, it would take something really special from somebody else to unseat him.
Or he just doesn't live up to the potential.
Potentially. I think he could have a mediocre season
And
by
still
his
go number 1?
and still be the top pick because of his age and the ability to polish him up. I really do.
Trey Lance was supposed to be that too. So.
Caleb Williams' best season was not the season he was drafted. It was the season before that.
Right.
He regressed. And I think people saw enough from Arch Manning in his sophomore year to be like, yeah, he has everything you could possibly want. He's mobile. He has great arm talent, and he's 20. And like, he will get better, and he has the tools. But I think the family is smart. I think there are a handful of teams that if they have the number 1 pick or are willing to move up to get that pick, he will come out. If it's fucking if it's the Cleveland Browns, he's going back to school.
You remember what Eli did?
Yes.
He had a hissy fit, so it runs in the family possibly.
Well,
so.
I mean, I think it's smart. Like, look, if the Falcons go 0-17 and the Rams have the Falcons pick,
with their
and Sean
first-round pick
McVay
from
is
last
sitting
year
at number 1 overall, Arch Manning is not going to fucking go back and get his degree, buddy. He's coming out.
Yeah.
I guarantee it. There are some teams that, in some situations, that players want to play for. And quarterbacks know they need to be dropped in the right ecosystem. And there was a Sports Illustrated article I read 6 months ago. The top 2 teams that GMs and scouts thought or voted for that they would want a generic quarterback prospect to get dropped into. It was the Rams and the Steelers, and by a lot.
Yeah.
Followed by the teams you would expect, like the Packers, the Niners, teams with good offensive players, or play calling, good offensive schemes. But like the Sean McVay, Mike Tomlin, stability, nurturing. I will not let you fail. There's just something about, if you could go to an organization or a coach like that, you should come out.
Well, it's like business, but it's like family at the same time. Like,
I think he'll come out if the right team has the top pick. If not, I think he stays and takes another shot, but that could backfire.
Micah Parsons isn't going anywhere. Is that what we're talking about?
No, but he's got an 88% chance to stay put on Kalshi. I think Jerry Jones is crazy enough to trade him. Was Khalil Mack going anywhere?
Shouldn't have.
Yep, exactly. And it didn't take moving heaven and earth to get Khalil Mack. It took, I think, 2 first-round picks. And I think if somebody said they'll give you 2 first-round picks for Micah Parsons, I think Jerry Jones would take it because he's crazy.
So it took Henry Ruggs and...
You cannot trade Henry. You cannot trade somebody who's actively incarcerated. You can. They do that all the time.
Because they traded Khalil Mack.
No, you can trade Henry Ruggs for somebody.
They had 2 first-round picks after this trade.
Okay.
And I believe one of them was Henry Ruggs.
Oh, you're talking about the Khalil Mack.
Oh my God. You're talking about
I think the other one was like Amari Cooper or something.
No, Josh Jacobs.
Josh Jacobs.
That was that.
Both gone.
One's
Who else did the Raiders draft?
Darius Hayward Bay is the most
Trayvon
notable.
Merrick, maybe?
He was a first round. No, Damon Arnett. The one who had
Damon Arnett, who had like a 10th round draft grade on him because he had like unspeakably bad off the field issues. and he got drafted hella high and was like immediately arrested. Right?
Yeah, he like
Okay.
flashed a gun.
We
in
are not
public
lawyers
something.
or liable for anything we say that did or did not exactly quite maybe happen to these guys. So we do apologize if we didn't nail that, Damon, but oh well. All right. Also, MLB award predictions. I think for Cy Young, it's going to be Scooble. Scooball.
Yeah, there's one other guy. I can't remember. Oh, there's Crochet from the Red Sox. Yeah, they're both just like lefty slingers.
Lefty slingers. Scooball's statistics are insane.
Yeah, I think he pitches today. I saw
He cannot be hit.
Right.
100 has a nasty
It's absolutely
slider.
insane.
And he's a little bit psychotic too, which makes like a perfect blend of a pitcher.
I think the AL MVP will be
Dude, this one is the
Big
one.
Dumper.
Yeah, I just don't know how much time Aaron Judge missed
Had to
because he
get
was
a
off to a tear.
Been waiting to say Big Dumper.
Cal Raleigh.
Big Dumper is going to win it. He's gonna hit,
leading the league
he's
in
gonna hit
bombs?
60 bombs as a catcher. Come on.
Dude, that's insane.
60 home runs from your catcher, man. That helps.
Hey, Big Dumper jersey if he leads the league in homers.
I have a question. I don't know baseball like that. Is he a good catcher?
I actually haven't seen him. There's different styles of catching now. Like you definitely have the defense oriented.
Defensive catchers are important.
Catcher is probably the one position that, like, if you can just flat out ball defensively, you'll look the other way offensively.
Yes,
it doesn't matter.
Sure.
No other position does they have that.
But frame pitches well.
If you hit like 3 or 4 in the middle of a lineup and you're a catcher, you probably fucking rake.
Yeah, but if you can frame pitches as a catcher at a high elite rate, you can steal multiple outs per season.
It's changed the game. Yes. I don't know who.
He won a Gold Glove last season.
Okay,
he leads catchers and caught. He leads catchers in caught stealing.
Oh, that's so
damn. It's not Patrick Bailey anymore.
And he ranks him on the leaders in pitch framing and defensive runs.
Right, so he's sick.
That's the stat. Defensive run save. Okay, so yeah, Cal Raleigh.
That might be the front runner for your MVP.
Give him the MVP, man. Like that's sick as fuck. Because
give him the storybook year. Won the home run derby.
Offense.
Home run king crown.
Ohtani wins the MVP in 24 because he hits bombs and steals bases. He's going to win it in 25 because he hits bombs and he's pitching like an insane person again. If you are hitting 55 to 60 bombs and framing pitches like that,
you're catching every single pitch.
Every guy who's stealing, no pass balls. You have these high defensive statistics. It's not a dual sport thing, but your offensive and defensive implications are massive. That's huge. That's solid.
I mean, it's not also like lost on me the position that is catcher and like the season he's having that is like that impressive. Like he is like literally in the squat catching all the pitches.
Yes.
Like no other position is having to work like that. And then to like stay locked in and stay focused and stuff like that.
Has to be the hardest.
Do the whole thing like literally like I mean, you're a pitcher, right? Catcher usually kind of controls you guys to some extent. You know, keeps you focused.
The catcher,
like
the game.
I mean, yeah, both pitchers and catchers can call a game.
But yeah, they do.
Like,
they
they know how to
if they
handle
don't
the
call
pitching
the
staff
sign,
is what I'm saying, right?
Yeah, they do.
So like there's a lot that goes into being a catcher. Yeah, it's an impressive season.
How are the Mariners' cumulative pitching statistics? Because one thing that was very true of Buster Posey when the Giants were at their peak and of Yadier Molina when he was at his peak, they didn't have the hardware to show for it in St. Louis, but like the cumulative ERA was phenomenal. The pitching statistics, the bullpen was phenomenal. Having a good catcher elevates your pitching staff. And there was something interesting though. I remember Benji Molina used to actually catch Tim Lincecum until he retired.
Mm-hmm.
Those would be the days where Buster Posey would play for his space because sometimes you just have a relationship with a catcher. And
I have one.
That matters.
You know, Mariners are in like the top half of the league. In pitching,
I have a guy I play with a guy I played with in college. I still play. I was pitching to him 2 weeks ago. I think he's great. Like,
it helps.
He frames everything so nice, and when you have a sinking fastball or a lot of movement on your pitches, and you can just see the difference and tell the difference. And he's a bigger catcher, kind of like throwing to a bigger catcher, and
rapport matters.
That probably helps, right?
And you know, it's like he knows what I'm going to throw. It's like those things matter a lot.
Yeah, it's just having a feel for the game at the end of the day, right?
You guys paying any attention as we pivot here into culture to the stock market at all? I've noticed that it just continues to rip. Are you buying anything? Are you holding cash? Are you looking at any stocks?
Yeah,
any alternatives?
I'm keeping the typical
the S&P 500
each month. I'm still
S&P.
Yeah, S&P, Nvidia. Still,
nice.
I think
the tech
I have
is
zero
going to be
Nvidia,
smart.
and I just continue to sit here with my zero Nvidia. Like,
Well,
Nice
yeah, and now
job,
it's,
Virginia
I
guys.
tell myself
For
every day.
fucking keeping us all going.
Yeah.
I won't buy any
Yeah.
though because it's too expensive.
Man, I love it, but
well, yeah, I bought a lot of stuff in the dip, and it's
Nice.
done really well. But again, it's frothy, it's inflated a little bit right now, but it's gripping still.
Gripping
know?
and rip, baby. I
Gripping.
honestly do not fully understand why it's so sanguine. Like, I do think that as these tariff things come in, like, it will get worse. I thought that Trump firing.
I don't think the market's buying anymore, man. They're just like, he's bluffing. Don't listen to him.
I think that
Put the old man back in the home.
I kind of agree, but I feel like in a way that is buying it. Like, no way. He's full of shit. He would never do anything that crazy, even though he has a history of doing things that are very crazy after you say he would never do that. And like the tariffs did just kick in August 6th. Whoop, the day has come and gone. We have like really high tariffs now on Canada. They went up. They're here. Now we'll see. Do they piss people off? Do they make shit cost more? The jig is up.
Well, I've noticed he's like less frequent with them now. Remember in like the first couple months where he was just like slanging them like hotcakes?
Well, he had a 1 day like drop of a tariff on every country that upset the
even those fucking penguins, right?
And then he paused for like 30 days and the market ripped back.
Yeah, the whole taco thing.
Yes, and that's where this started.
But he's had like more distraction now, right? Like the Epstein thing wasn't what it is. So how much of this is also just like he's not paying as much attention to those numbers and just like letting whoever handle like more so. But yeah, I understand your point.
I think he says the numbers he likes on those things. But I look,
please tell me you saw that chart that he came out with.
The chart on that day?
No. Like recently. It was about the job numbers one.
Oh, when he said that
he goes to his desk and he goes, let me show you this chart. And he holds up this chart and doesn't say what it's of. He goes, yeah, look at those numbers. That was amazing. We need to find that. There's no way.
I need to see
it. The chart didn't have a label on it.
It was just a
See you guys to the moon?
Yeah.
It's just a fucking arrow.
Just a random arrow.
Oh my God. Buy. Rip. Fucking get as much as you can. Buy the fucking jizz coin. Buy the shit coin, guys. It's to the moon. That's what's crazy is there's so much optimism because of AI. I think it drowns out all of the stupidity. Like we're all sitting here.
Is there a lot of optimism?
I think there's a
lot
lot
now
for a few companies. I think like if you look at the stock market, like I think what we're making, like don't get it twisted.
Talking about consumers.
We're talking about the markets. I'm not talking about how you guys feel about the economy. Like how
he's not even paying attention.
Okay, that's Jason Momoa.
Oh, fuck.
There's an ad.
Chief of War. I heard about it.
Thing, bro.
I hear that Chief of War was really bad.
Oh, I'm not a huge fan of Jason Momoa.
Jason Momoa choked out a shark at the beginning. That's all you really need to know about not watching that movie. Anyway,
very realistic.
Yeah, this is hilarious. Just look at where it was and then to the moon.
Yeah, I think the market's stoked on AI because the Mag 7, the big 7 companies, including NVIDIA, are just ripping because they're making more money and they're growing. But the rest of the economy is just doing what it does. And I think those jobs numbers are interesting and we'll just have to kind of see where they go. Pivoting into some more stuff on culture. We have something here on gym outfits.
We talked about this in the gym the other day.
Outfits. What was your thought on these gym outfits?
Okay.
Because it's in the notes. I didn't put it in the notes.
Oh,
Did you put it in the notes?
I put it in the notes because of that conversation we had in the gym the other day with Hilda.
I'm going to speak. All right. I'm going to speak.
You know exactly what this is about.
One of my clients, who is a woman, made a comment in the gym that I have heard so many times. And I'm just going to say what she said.
You're quoting.
I'm going to put it out there. I actually don't agree with this take. Okay. I've heard it so much. I do hear it more from people who are 40 plus. She said that these girls know exactly what they're doing when they dress the way they dress at the gym, wearing the clothes that they wear, and they shouldn't complain when they are predated on by older, annoying, creepy men. They should just deal with it because that's how they dressed. And
so they're asking for it, is what she said.
I find that to be so tired and just so lazy. And
it is lazy.
Just like, bro, old men, they just don't care sometimes.
Old men gonna old men.
And it's kind of bad. And it's like, it's not the clothes.
No,
and
it's just in general.
It's not just old men.
No.
But there's just like there is sometimes where it's like, dude, it doesn't matter what you're wearing. I worked in a corporate gyms a long time, man. There are guys who just don't get the cues. They approach women all the time and make them really uncomfortable. And
they make them really
can't
uncomfortable.
Do much about it.
If number one, of course, they're not good looking. Okay, potentially.
But
I think a lot of the old guy stuff, it's like, I don't want an old creepy guy looking at me, but I do want attention from younger men, maybe. And to each their own. If you want that,
I could see
that's
that.
okay.
I mean, that's a reasonable point. That like,
there's a possibility that that's also an avenue
of the person who's interacting with me is going to influence how I respond.
Yeah, I mean, it's flirting versus being creepy at that point.
I don't always blame the outfit for like the weird guy part. Like, I do think that's such a cop out for the weird guy. It's like,
yeah,
those guys would do that same thing in a different setting to a woman that they were attracted to, no matter what her outfit did. If they didn't have the social cues and they didn't understand when somebody was saying like, "Hey, I don't want to be approached. I'm not taking out my headphone. I'm putting my hat down. My body language and face they clearly don't communicate that I want to talk to you." That stuff happens all the time, all over the place. And so it's like, sometimes maybe these outfits are a little bit more than people's typical whatever. Men do this all the fucking time, no matter what.
At the gym, in the workplace, a lot.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely the great debate, and like you could easily argue like either side.
Yeah.
Like, girl matching set, she's excited about it, wants to wear it, full face of makeup. It's like a 6 a.m. lift. It's like, at what point was that necessary? I guess. Again, not making the excuse for any guy to be a creep, because like it's already hard enough being a woman in a gym with extremely male dominated
and the gym will do nothing to help you. I will tell you that right now. Like, having
you can't get a comfortable workout either when you're worried about who's looking. I mean, that would probably.
If I go to a gym, I'm gonna make sure I look good.
Yeah,
I'm gonna make sure I'm wearing stuff that I feel really good in. I feel confident in.
That's probably an avenue that they're taking.
That's a very reasonable
way for the attention. It makes them feel good.
And
like maybe that's all it really is.
Feel confident.
Totally.
Sure.
Yeah. I mean, that's a good point, Holden.
Performance.
And that's just coming from a guy's perspective where, look, guys want to look good. And
that's universal.
So.
It's a human thing. That's not man versus woman.
And across genders.
Yeah.
And the point you made to, guys, they're doing this all the time. That's why they, HR was invented. HR,
yeah, but like,
right? That's
if you're at a gym, you're right. Human relations exist, but like if you, let's say this is my experience having worked in the actual management side of this. I know, Matt, you've worked in management at gyms, but like when it's so different when like, because this does happen. Like, I can think of at least 3 times somebody at a gym that I worked at was fired for making inappropriate sexual comments to a female on staff.
Mm-hmm.
Almost always, no, every time those comments would have been made when the person was wearing the fucking uniform.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it wouldn't have mattered. It wouldn't have mattered what they were wearing at that point.
It's the power dynamic was such that inside of the gym,
the attraction is already
the
there.
guy said something inappropriate, and that's the context you're talking about, where HR would show up and be like, "Hey, buddy, you're fired."
Dude, he said the dumbest thing.
Don't.
It's just do an incline chest press. Like, that's one of the things.
No. We are not going to talk about anything that was said by anyone ever on this part. Again, you're referencing something that happened. We have all worked together in a different in a context. Holden clearly remembers some specific details. That did not result in a termination.
No, it didn't.
But
no one really said anything. She felt uncomfortable.
Multiple people have been fired from the facility in question for these things because HR will come in and it will do that. But it won't do that for a member at a gym, which is what's relevant for the people here. Like, if there's people who are employed by the gym that are predating on their employees, like a manager is saying something to a trainer that makes her uncomfortable, that girl has protections because she works for the gym. If you're a member at the gym being harassed by another member, bro, the fucking HR department at the gym all they're gonna do is help the manager tell the usually woman, sorry, there's nothing I can do. And they go to HR and they're like, hey, we have a member who said like, you know, she's being chased all over the place.
Membership gets revoked, end of story.
They can't always revoke a membership. Terminating someone's gym membership is not easy to do at a corporate gym. This stuff flies way more frequently at a 24-hour, at a Planet, at a LA, than at a private gym. If you did that at a gym we own, we could just terminate your membership because we probably have a contract that makes it really easy.
Yeah.
Right.
And like most gyms do probably have like an all-cause termination policy. We can terminate you for any reason, anytime, whenever we want. It isn't easy. I remember it being explicitly difficult to like having to pull guys into the office. It would take 2 managers, one to watch, one to supervise. Like, hey, a member approached us. They said you made her feel uncomfortable. You cannot do this. We put a note in your membership.
Dude, I literally was just saying what's up to her. Like, it's her word versus you need a goddamn lawyer to make this shit.
It's very difficult to get rid of those people. It's happened to my wife at a gym. I totally get it,
yeah.
And the gentleman who did it was an adult man who had a developmental disability. So it made the filter very difficult because, you know, I'm telling my wife, you need to be sympathetic to this person because, yes, he is an adult man. But there's some things here that are unique. Can you tell him it makes you feel uncomfortable that he follows you around? And she wouldn't do that because a lot of women don't want to approach somebody who makes them feel uncomfortable in the gym. So what do? You go to the manager. They're not going to terminate this person's membership because they make you feel uncomfortable. The only way they're going to do it in most cases is if they cross the line.
Right.
And that is a very legitimate fear for, I think, a lot of these chicks. They're like, I have this creep at the gym who knows better than to cross the line, but knows exactly where the fucking line is.
Right.
And he's going to follow my ass around. He's going to look at me when I get anywhere near my headphone. And there's guys who stay at the gym for fucking hours and do this. You boys know the guys I'm talking about. We all worked in these gyms.
Yeah.
No one works out for 4 hours, brother. You're not there training. You're just floating.
Damn shouldn't
You're waiting for somebody.
Yeah.
You're sketching. I don't love any of that.
Right. Yeah, I know. There's a lot of that going on.
So GPT-5's out. Has anybody used it?
GPT-5.
Chat GPT-5 just came out this morning.
I haven't used it.
Yeah, I haven't really used it either. But apparently it's amazing and the image generation is exceptional and it's going to be like a
This is just like amazing for memes mostly, right?
Yeah, great for memes, but deep fakes.
I'm worried about that. I'm worried about that. Like we're getting better at being able to fake people out. Like people are being much better faked out now and it's like obvious.
GPT-5 is one of those things that has potential now to cause tremendous problems if, and this is just my opinion, if it's in the hands of the wrong people.
Well, even ChatGPT now, obviously, because they can give you.
Well, GPT-5 is ChatGPT.
Hallucinated.
This is ChatGPT 5.0.
Okay.
Whatever you have and you pay for, the ChatGPT we use just got better today. The new version just came out.
Yeah, we just talked about this because when we ask them like questions that have to do with like our profession and stuff, and you know, there's like, wait a second, that's not right.
Reduction in errors from 3 to 4, and another 45% error reduction from 4 to 5.
Great.
So it's now over 100% more accurate than it was when it was ChatGPT.
All fucking ready.
That's what I'm saying.
That's the crazy shit.
It's not been long enough that I'm not scared. It's just like, dude, it's starting to worry me. Yeah. I'm able to use it to make my life better, which I think is great. But you all saw that Hunter Biden clip where he talks about the fucking McDonald's. You saw this clip, right?
I don't think I saw it.
You saw this clip?
This is not him coming unhinged at the interview.
You guys haven't seen this clip where Hunter Biden talks about McDonald's?
No.
Okay, we'll play this clip. But basically, Hunter Biden is going to talk about McDonald's and how he knows a guy who owns like 55 McDonald's. And he takes the 55 McDonald's that he has, and he has 60 employees at each one, and he brings them from 60 employees down to 5 by spending almost $2 million on AI to automate each one. And it increases his margins by 27%, so it'll make his money back in 18 months.
So and rich get richer, poor get more fucked. Same shit.
100%. Like if you are paying any attention at all, we just talked about the markets. Where is all the growth in the market coming from? The Magnificent Seven, the big 7 companies.
Right.
Meta, Google, obviously NVIDIA, Apple, Microsoft, but Nvidia and Microsoft are really crushing because of the AI upside. Nvidia's got the chips, and Microsoft's one of the only players in ChatGPT. If ChatGPT was IPO'd tomorrow and dropped the ticker and it was GPT, that stock would explode. It would be huge. It would. I think within weeks it would become one of the Magnificent Seven.
Okay.
I really do. Like, I think ChatGPT is massive. I think that maybe I'm stupid, but I really think people use it like crazy. And right now, people think like, yo, AI language models are the future. But there's also all these ways AI is showing up in the workforce. And if millions of people at fast food restaurants start losing their jobs and they're replaced by AI, to Holden's point, that wealth is going to accumulate in people who own stock of the Mag 7, people who own stock in these companies, people who own these franchises.
A considerable amount of stock.
Yeah.
Not
like,
somebody
it's
like
not
me.
like
shareholder level shit. Yeah.
You don't have to share your details, but yeah, like nobody here's fucking multimillionaire. Like, we're doing fine, but we will accumulate a small amount of those gains. And the people who are disproportionately wealthy will aggregate tons of those gains.
Tons of it.
And if think about this, the market is ripping because there's optimism that all of these corporations are going to find ways to find margins like that in their business. What can I do to find these kind of margins in my business? And at some point, we're going to reach, I think, a point where a lot of people lose their jobs, like millions of people.
I think the irony surrounding all of that is they're also using ChatGPT to tell them how they can replace workers with ChatGPT.
Yes, I mean, a lot of the, like, how can I use AI to automate my business and make more money is being worked on with an AI language model. And there's probably a lot of unintended consequences of switching to AI.
How much does the stock market relate to the economy overall?
Not that much. That's the point that you kind of alluded to earlier when you were like, wait a minute, but we're just talking about the stock market. Like, the economy itself is like, there's the lived economy, which is like, what did it cost for me to order these fucking McDonald's red dye autism bombs that I got sent over here? I got some DoorDash 110 calorie Slurpees from McDonald's, and like, they're full of red dye, whatever, but it costs like $20 to get 4 of those DoorDashed.
Look, average.
At some point, you feel like, oh, that was too much. Like, God, everything's so fucking expensive.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people feel that. And so, like, a lot of people are like, the economy's ass.
Chick-fil-A didn't even give me my goddamn hash browns this morning.
But,
oh, dude, that's travesty.
This was on
hash browns? I don't see them. Sorry.
It's fucking weird because I said it when I was in the car. I was there. This is crazy. He has a witness. I was driving.
Right.
He was my passenger. Can I get an egg white grill and a hash brown, please?
Yep.
Okay.
And I got, this is how you would know. I'll get a sandwich. No hash brown. No, for me.
Mm-hmm.
Like, confirming that he got one. So we get to the window. He asks for one. This is incredible. This is such body shaming. This is so bad because it's like, we roll down the window. She hands the bag out.
You guys don't need this.
And she goes like, oh, there's no hash brown in here. You didn't order one on the receipt. I know. I mean, what we did though, like, it's weird that it didn't get on there. Kind of like expecting
like,
her
can
to
you
just,
please go get it? Here's some extra money.
In the box.
Yeah.
Stop.
Yeah.
Like, I know it's in the box. She goes,
throw the
but you guys look so skinny. You don't need it.
Yes, swear to God.
I swear to God.
Swear to God.
And I was like,
it's a half a fucking potato.
Okay,
it's
deep fried in 600 to 700 calories.
This is America. If I want a fast food,
it's a 300 calorie,
goddamn
40 calorie half potato.
You don't eat it. Look, I just fucking hit legs. You
are not the arbiter of my macros. Please give me my dude. That was crazy.
I'm surprised you didn't throw one in there. That was weird.
It's kind of their policy. So I was also
I'm surprised they normally like bend over backwards for you there.
And they do. This podcast is brought to you by LMNT Electrolytes. So many sports drinks are loaded with calories you probably don't need, when what you really need are important minerals like sodium, potassium, magnesium. Mineral-based electrolytes like LMNT are better for anybody looking to manage their weight while also performing in hot, humid environments. If you lose a lot of fluid due to sweat, eat a very clean diet that doesn't have a lot of sodium, don't have high blood pressure, want to get good pumps, improve performance, and have better results in your endurance training, or you just want something that tastes good as a summer mocktail, Try LMNT. My favorite flavor is lemonade. Go to www.drinklmnt.com/Coach Danny and you'll get a free gift with purchase. And as always, a 100% money back satisfaction guarantee. If you don't like it, send it back. You don't have to send it back. You actually get to fucking keep it. You get to keep it if you don't like it. You get to literally get it for free if you don't like it. So just fucking try it. Support the show. All right, guys, moving on to the reaction segment. I have some fire videos here for us to live react to.
Corn syrup.
Yeah, it's really exciting because actual cane sugar, our bodies can actually digest it. High fructose corn syrup, our body doesn't really know what to do with it. It doesn't have the proper enzymes or stuff to break it down.
Or stuff.
So by adding sugar and stuff,
Social media mom.
Immediately stop.
A fucking nutrition question.
Her fucking thing is
So
Texas
hopefully more
mom.
companies will
Yeah.
follow
That is
suit.
her-
We were all talking during
that is
the
her,
commercial break.
big
her
movement with
education.
some of these.
Once
Yeah,
they make
Texas
this
mom.
change, the regular
And
Coke
stuff.
with the
I
cane
like
sugar
how I
or Diet Coke.
immediately
Yo,
just disregarded everything she had to say after enzymes and stuff.
Not that Fox News is where you should be
No,
going
you
to get
should
your
definitely
nutrition
not be getting it
information
there, but
it says a lot about
on national
where
television, who
the
they're bringing in.
nutrition discourse is in the
Yeah.
country. That
Right.
we're talking to moms arbitrarily about their opinion on soda sweeteners. And this isn't to dig at mothers. A lot of moms are the principal nutrition provider and the only nutritionally literate person in their household. But like, I don't want to interview someone whose qualifications are that they had children when I need to know about the fucking macronutrient composition of the shit I'm putting in my body. I'd like your qualifications to be that you fucking understand nutrition.
Totally.
And it's
totally.
like, honestly, this shit I think is just getting crazy at this
She's
point.
like, I would never drink this stuff, but it's way better for you with the cane sugar opposed to the
Yes,
high fructose corn.
your body
corn syrup.
doesn't recognize the high fructose corn syrup. It doesn't? It's like, lets it pass right on through. It's like, oh, I didn't see it there. I didn't notice.
Yeah.
I
Or am I just storing up a sack of poison in my life
it
somewhere?
sure as fuck recognizes it.
It's fructose, people. Come on.
Yeah.
Yo, this
Oh,
you
I
guys,
don't-
this one I thought was hilarious.
Okay, let's get it.
Why does a bus have 50 seats? And why does a Lamborghini have only 2? Because there are only a few successful people in this world that when they put their mind to something and they focus on something, that thing ends up resulting in their beautiful life. So don't ride the bus because
This
that's
is like
for a lot of
pro
people.
manifestation.
Ride the Lamborghini.
Dude, I actually saw this on Instagram. This guy,
That was pretty rough.
Gino the Ghost.
Oh, he tore that up.
Oh, it was so funny. He's like, wait till she hears about a bicycle. and then he's like, yeah, you know, Rosa Parks, when she got out of her fucking Lamborghini and walked onto that bus, you know, I thought it was
Great.
Oh shit. Okay, that was good. I just saw. I had you guys didn't see that. Oh, okay. This is my boy.
I love Owen.
This is my boy. Oh fuck. Whoever this kid's parents are, straight to hell.
34
This dude's probably
billion
rich.
Oreos are made each year. They must be great for your health, right?
Everyone thinks Oreos are great for your health.
No!
Oh,
These contain
they're not.
seed oils, which you already know are bad,
He's doing
and
the.
high fructose corn syrup,
He's
which can cause
imitating that shirtless guy.
diabetes. If you want to
You know what I'm
be
talking about?
shredded,
Paul?
eat foods that are not going to kill your test. Or use
That
seed
guy.
oil
That
scalp.
fucking guy killing your
Come on.
test. You know who
Oh,
I'm talking
yes.
about.
Yes, I
This
do.
kid is now imitating
I
that
do.
guy.
What? Look, this is how I know that this is like becoming very cultish with this seed oil shit. Because out of all the stuff in the Oreo, how it's like 3 cookies are like 250 calories, right? And we're going to pick this one ingredient out. That's perfectly fine. The seed oils. It's like, no, it's the fucking calories and the hyperpalatability of the cookies. Because I can eat a whole sleeve of that shit if I really
And not
try.
be obese.
I'm watching a like 14-year-old going and just literally reenacting the content of other adult men who he looks up to.
Yeah.
And what I'm seeing, I'm
Kind of a-
not
kind of a
liking. I'm not liking what I'm
it's kind
seeing.
of a groomer situation.
A
You got
little
like
bit.
13-year-old,
You're doing your
14-year-old kid
test.
talking
You're
about
doing your
tests.
test. What
you
the
don't even
fuck
have-
are
what do you
doing
know
with that
about that?
test?
You don't even have it yet.
Don't worry about your test.
Yeah.
Worry about your fucking math test, bro. Like,
Yeah.
oh my god, it makes me hella sad, bro.
It
I
is
was
a
not
little
worried
sad.
about my testosterone when I was fucking 14.
Aye, that's
Right,
the thing.
right.
That's
This
the tough
is
thing.
so, bro. Kids are wrecked.
If you
And
care
this is-
about your test that much,
Why do you speak up about misinformation in the fitness industry? Why don't you just take steroids and make as much money as possible?
That's
Get
it.
your nut. I
It's
don't
the
know because
steroids.
there's
Get your nut,
fucking
Mr.
get your
Mackey.
nut because there's kids like this that are just that's sad, man.
I know.
That to me
I
is
do.
sad because
It is.
that kid's gonna grow up one day and be like, oh yeah, that was that time in my life where I pretended to be adult men on social media who didn't eat vegetables because they wanted to make money selling supplements, and he's
Yeah.
just like,
Telling people Oreos are bad when everybody already knows
everybody
that.
knows that, but he's getting kickback money for the seed oil scout
Right,
app, but it's
right.
just this is a minor.
That's a thing.
Oh, dude, I
Bro,
love
this was crazy. Come on.
I did see this.
This was wild, man.
Like to win an NBA championship and have no reaction, and
give
then
a
just
shit.
have a horse. It just shows you how like insanely talented he is. He's playing the sport at the highest level, doesn't give a fuck, and is literally the best player in the world.
I know, and the basketball's too easy for him, but
It's insane.
he was emotional.
Well, this is him at work, right?
Yes,
and-
that's true. That is true. That's
He's-
just him at work.
But
That's
how
a fair
he,
way to look at it, actually. I mean, athletes are definitely people
He
too.
reminds me of a guy. He
Bro,
reminds me of a
you
guy like
guys,
Scotty Scheffler.
there shouldn't be.
Understand me, Dean?
No, I do.
I'm a hard right MAGA motherfucker.
Ooh.
You understand me?
Yeah.
All right, let's box.
I'm a hard right MAGA motherfucker. Donald Trump's the greatest president of all time. We're gonna make Coca-Cola great again.
Oh,
Can I
man.
ask you a question?
Fuck that fructose.
Let me ask.
Cane.
Okay.
Cane sugar.
Okay.
Dude, there's
Oh, yeah, but Can
whoa.
I ask you a question?
He's got to be
You
good.
like Coca-Cola?
Can I ask you a question?
Do you like Coca-Cola?
Not really. It's not my favorite.
You don't drink Coca-Cola?
Not really. It's not my favorite. I prefer Dr. Pepper.
Debatable. Dean, you met your match with me, buddy. I'm a hard right MAGA motherfucker.
Yeah. What match did I
He's
meet?
drunk.
You met your match with me, Dean.
My match from Tinder in Hell, probably.
Hard right.
I love this guy. He's so funny.
This guy's like off the rails.
He's drunk.
Goddamn right I am. Do you know who Tony Timpa is?
I don't know who Tony is. What the fuck?
You
is
don't
that?
know who fucking Tony Timpa is, but you know who George Floyd is? Where's the fucking outrage?
Well, I really don't. I didn't watch anything past the Coca-Cola thing, but like that is exactly why I thought it was relevant to bring it up because
That's just a
the
bad look.
Coca-Cola that you drink
Yeah.
is a form of political allegiance.
It's
And if you
because-
don't fucking believe me,
There's your
what
video.
the fuck was that?
There's your video.
Yeah, we need to be less divisive and we need to bring people together.
Yeah.
And now
we
we've
just
done
need
the
to
complete
not
opposite.
behave like that. And
Yeah,
that's all
yeah,
it
but
is.
that's wild.
That's
shit.
probably
Yeah.
just a drunk guy.
Oh,
Oh,
dude,
man.
boy, Owen again.
Oh, not again. I'm sorry. This one I do have
I
a
don't
pretty
drink.
simple solution
I
to.
don't
He goes,
smoke,
Okay.
I don't party. I don't sleep around with girls. And I'm okay with
Yeah,
that.
you don't have tests.
If that makes me weird in this world, then that's fine. I want to create a life that future me will be proud of. Don't try to fit in a broken world. God bless.
it's really normal when you're that young to not be drinking, partying, or having sex. And you're
Very
like
normal.
you're fitting in perfectly fine, buddy. I think
Yeah.
I think it's super normal. I just think this is like fucking another. I didn't know I
It's
put
gotta be
two of them in
clickbait,
here,
right?
but like God,
It's-
what
it's-
is?
Clickbait.
Have you seen that when Bert Kreischer talked about this kid? Oh,
Mm-mm.
oh my, okay. Like, where are the parents, man? They had some kid guy go do a documentary.
They're probably behind the camera, bro. Remember
They're
Honey
making
Boo
it.
Boo?
Yeah, they're in on it. Okay, we're closing out, guys. What do you have to share as we kind of close it out? Do you have anything you want to talk about? Any closing segment stuff?
I was gonna talk about Wild Robot for a quick second. It's a great movie,
Wild
really
Robot.
good cartoon flick, and especially good for I think new dads. It really resonated with me. Got this robot that came down to Earth somehow. I really don't know how. And he
It
adopts
resonated.
a goose to take under his wing and teaches this thing how to. It teaches makes this goose really confident in what it can do. Teaches this goose life and how to fit in with his friends, and he goes on this adventure. And anyways, this wild robot adopts. He's a robot, so he really knows nothing, but he finds a kind of like a human side to things, and a nurturing side to things, and a parenting things, and a place to fit in this big community of animals. And it's a really good flick. You got to watch it. And I was really moved after I.
It
after
got
I
like
watched
a
it.
double 98 on Rotten Tomatoes.
A double 98.
It is scored unbelievably high.
Okay, I'm
I
gonna have to check
started
that
it
out.
and fell
Watch it
asleep.
like 3
Okay.
times.
Holy
Damn,
shit!
multiple
Okay,
watches.
so it's
Okay,
your
so it's
favorite
clearly
movie of all
good.
time.
It's clearly good.
No, that's Braveheart.
Gladiator.
But Gladiator. Yeah, I've watched those movies like 30 times.
Matt, what do you have?
I'm honestly looking at what happened with that head of labor statistics that randomly got canned just because
Randomly got canned.
homeboy didn't like the numbers she came up with.
She adjusted the numbers down, and
from what they actually were.
To what they actually were.
To
and
what
it
they
made
actually
it
were.
look really bad. It made it look like the economy's job growth was flat as a pancake.
Oh, so she like kind of deservedly.
She was like, "Hey, I know, sorry, gonna correct this."
Okay. I mean, maybe I didn't see that kind of stuff because I just thought it was another rogue move from him, and I was like, okay, what's next?
It was rogue,
But it sounded warranted though. You made it sound.
He was mad at her for sharing the numbers as they were.
No, that's what I thought. Yeah, so
Yes.
that's kind of what I'm getting at. I'm like,
You're
damn,
right.
Okay,
The same woman that he praised.
Pretty lame. Yeah, 2 months prior saying great job numbers, great
When
job
he put,
numbers.
numbers that were favorable toward him out, that were just true numbers. Like we need that to not become a goddamn authority.
I need to know the fucking labor market numbers
We
because
need to
that
know the
helps
truth.
inform the investments I make.
Right.
When there's no job growth, I know a lot about the economy, especially when there's AI that's like actively eliminating jobs.
Well, if you want to bring more businesses to America too, like that's the whole thing with tariffs, right? Like we're gonna domestically
Allegedly.
manufacture.
That's
Now
what
I
he
know it's
says,
allegedly, but like I'm just rolling with that thought. Like they also need to have accurate numbers to know where to put the people and what products to make.
These tariffs
If we're really
going
gonna
to
make this place like as good as he claims.
And
you
if
know?
it was if we were already seeing jobs in the American economy, we'd be seeing job growth.
Yeah, so I'm just seeing if like this snowballs into anything, not this particular thing, but just like
you could get a bet down on him firing Powell.
Yeah, I am sure I think does he go rogue? Does he not?
Yeah.
I'm closing out with GLP-1s.
Oh, cool.
I am not gonna make a like big broad statement about my stance on GLP-1s. I'm like generally pretty cool with them. I've just thinking like the last 2 months they've taken like a warp stream ride to like I'm really happy they got normalized for obesity, and I've seen them become like really popular for like normal use, and even like just, hey, I'm gonna just try them out. Hey, I'm gonna microdose these things. I've heard they're good for this. I've heard they're good for that. My client is on one. He probably doesn't need to be on one. Yeah. He doesn't need to lose that much weight, but intelligence wise and risk analysis wise, he's put thought into it. And I'm kind of consciously observing the entirety of the US kind of slowly but surely say this is good. I'm down with this. I don't feel there's nearly as much friction. I think it could be really good for obesity. But I do think we're going to enter the land of unintended consequences as more people start using them without doctor supervision, without the education. And a lot of people will use them for performance enhancement off-label with tremendous results.
Right.
A lot of people will use them to treat addictions with tremendous results because they work.
Right.
But I think we're getting to the point now with these things where if you want them, you can get them. And we're just going to see what happens when people have their hands on them.
Yeah, they're becoming more readily available.
That's very interesting to me. It could be good, could be bad, could be somewhere neutral. I find it unbelievably interesting. I'm just fascinated by how these drugs work. And the fact that as somebody who's struggled to help people lose weight for a long time, it takes a lot of work and a lot of effort. People do it much easier with these, and who knows what we might be able to target in 10 years' time if we could shut down like actual addiction to very specific compounds. It would be so cool.
I'm a big advocate for the most part for GLP-1s. Have a lot of pros. And I think some of the cons might speak to like, more anorexia. He might be seeing that, less muscle mass, less bone density, less health overall, less nutrients, less eating, less just like that kind of stuff.
Less graceful aging.
No.
Less graceful aging, or maybe more graceful aging, because
if you're
gotta have muscles.
It's hard to age gracefully if you're obese.
Americans are obese today, and all of the obese Americans took this. I think we'd have a lot healthier country. And I think that if you're somebody who sits around at work all day and you cannot stop thinking about food and you're morbidly obese, then maybe you should look into these and talk to your doctor about them. If you're somebody who wants to just lose like 5 to 10 pounds of vanity weight, I think that is much more doable than you actually think. And you don't have to go and do this GLP-1 thing. You can probably walk a little bit more and pay attention to your calorie intake, and you'll be just fine.
All right, guys. Well, thank you so much for listening to this episode. Again, this will be slowly turning into the Progressive Overload project starting in the next couple weeks as we accumulate some more episodes, hopefully with some more frequency. If you guys enjoyed the episode, share it to any platform. Be sure to tag me so I can say thank you personally. Leave a 5-star rating and review of the show if you listen on Apple or if you listen on Spotify. Either way, when you review the show and leave a written review, it helps more people find it. And if more people find it, they can engage with us on this discussion that's focused on personal growth, on bringing more ideas together that aren't typically talked about, and on getting more young voices out there. Hope you guys enjoyed the episode. We'll catch you on the next one.